What does this mean for the average American? I think that's what a lot of people are asking. And also, how long could this last? I mean, we're not only talking about a recession, we're also talking about stagflation at this point here in the U.S. economy.
Well, Tom, look, here's the deal. In any company, if you have 2 consecutive quarter reportings where you're in decline, you make some changes. This administration seems to be wanting to double down on what's not working for the American people. And then they want to reimagine what a recession is. The problem is they're claiming job growth. It's not job growth. It's the people going back to work. Because if you compare their jobs numbers now to the job numbers before the pandemic, we're still below pre-pandemic numbers because people are just going back to work. So this administration doesn't seem to want to give any solution or to deliver any actual recourses for the American people that are suffering right now. We have record inflation on goods varying from household common goods and chicken. You know, like this is out of control, and we really need to put a stop at this, and they need to take a turn so that the American people stop suffering.
Yeah, and George, one of the things, too, that I always find so interesting is they talk about the number of people, the number of jobs. They never talk about the number of people who leave the workforce. So if you actually compare the two, the actual job creation number is much, much smaller than what the White House and the government are saying. John, we've got you now. Democrats this week, they're all saying that this new Senate bill, the climate change spending, the minimum tax on very large corporations, this corporate welfare for chip manufacturers, they are all on message saying that's going to reduce inflation. How exactly would it do that?
It won't, and they broke the silly meter doing it. Government spending has never, ever been anything but inflationary. This is about politics now. You had Janet Yellen the other day saying that this is a transition, not a recession. The Democrats and the administration are trying to stitch this narrative together between now and November so they don't have to carry the burden of a recession and inflation going into the midterms. So this is a battle for a narrative right now, and you see the media playing along like clapping seals, buying into this. When not 2 years ago, everybody may remember this, when the media was trying to trigger a recession by talking about the economy under President Trump. Remember the inverted yield curve a bunch of times, which has predicted 9 out of the last 6 recessions. The media was trying to talk us into a recession. Now they're showing their partisan colors once again by saying there isn't a recession when there clearly is one. The U.S. economy is a shopping bag full of groceries with a wet bottom, and the bottom's going to come out of it pretty soon in terms of job losses, and we're already seeing it in a lot of big tech names already, with Main Street to follow.
George, I want to go back to you because this is your area of expertise. The markets are off double digits this year. What is this going to mean for folks' 401ks? The fact now that it looks like we are, in fact, in a recession, what does it mean for the markets and for people's retirement accounts?
Well, the reality is that people are in for the long haul, Tom. Unfortunately, I don't find any comfort when folks ask me about what's your opinion on the 401ks. I give them the truth. It's a bad investment. Right now, you're going to see your numbers collapsing, and it's time will tell. And I say this a lot to people. You will see a lot of market confidence once we take back the House as the Republican Party to bring balance to power in Washington, and you will see market confidence increase all around Wall Street and Main Street, and the American people will start to see a direct effect on their 401ks. But for now, I just encourage people to sit tight, hold on, and it's going to be a bumpy ride from now till November 8th until January 3rd, when everything starts to sort of come back to a better optimistic view. But for now, a lot of people are hurting. People who are planning on retiring this year, this is an advice, but I would hold off another year just in case. It's just the reality that we're living in. This is what you get under the Joe Biden administration.
Okay, all right, gentlemen, thank you for breaking that down for us. We really appreciate it. Much more to come. I'd like to have the three of you back on the show because Americans are confused. They're getting mixed messages from the administration, or they're not being told the truth, and they're concerned, even if Joe Biden isn't.
Hey guys, it's Rob Carson. I want to tell you about the Patriot Gold Group, but first, let me tell you you that the S&P has already lost $8.2 trillion in 2022. Did you know that? Peak inflation is not even hit despite the Fed rate hikes on groceries, on gas. You know it as well as I do. Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs are warning of another 20% drop. Inflation is winning in a knockout right now. The Fed is going to raise rates again at the end of July. Meanwhile, Goldman, Wells Fargo, and Bloomberg are all forecasting gold to surpass all-time highs. If you want to invest in gold, call 888-936-2373 now. Call the Patriot Gold Group today and ask about their no-fee-for-life IRA. Sounds like a good deal, don't it? Here's the number, 888-936-2373. 888-936-2373 for the Patriot Gold Group.